Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonny and welcome to Bonny Beauty Hub. Hello! So today we're going to try the Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. I've had this for some time now. I've also tried it once, but I did everything I could do wrong as possible. I used a very different primer. I was trying it with a new primer, which was totally out of my league. I used all the wrong products and I wanted to give it a try again. And so I thought, let me do it with you. So we are going to give the Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin Foundation, a try. Today I'm going to do a full day wear test. It is already late in the afternoon. It's around 12:07, but I'm still going to wear it for at least 8 hours today. We will do it. So the packaging, it comes in a very coppery color packaging. It's very different from the other packagings that we have in the market, and it is cute. The packaging is also very different because one, you can see the color of the foundation in this, and then it is you can open this, and then I think you can open it from below as well. I think even this one you can open. Yeah. So it is a refillable bottle. It is plastic, but I don't know if it is recyclable. It is not mentioned anywhere if it's recyclable or not. But yeah, you can see the foundation coming out a little bit. It is a really creamy foundation, but it has really good ingredients. I am using it in the shade 14W. This comes in 26 shades. It retails for $34 and it has 0.85 ounce, which is 25 ml. Let me read the ingredients as well, because the ingredients are really amazing, and that is what attracted me towards this foundation. It has jojoba oil, which is intensely hydrating. It moisturizes and softens your skin. It has hyaluronic acid, which is my favorite ingredient, which plumps the skin and also helps from anti-aging, the visible signs of aging. It has olive-derived squalene. Squalene, it helps to lock in the moisture, and it is also known to balance oil production in your skin. This is a really glowy foundation, but because it has this oil-derived squalene, I have a feel that it is going to balance my oil production as well. But I think I'm going to set my face with powder because I have really oily skin. So we're going to do all the right things possible, the way we have to use this foundation, because we know our skin type and we know how the foundation is. It has a very glowy finish to it. So that is what I'm going to do. So this was a little bit that overspilled. So this is how the foundation is. It has a very creamy texture. I would call this medium to buildable coverage because it gives really good coverage. It gives a really glowy finish as well. So I am going to set it with powder today, but I am going to use the right primer because earlier I used it with an oil primer and I was trying it for the first time and I used it with this, which was a completely wrong combination. So today I'm going to use it with my favorite tried and tested Tatcha primer. So I'm just taking 1 pump of my Tatcha primer and using it. Alright, so I'm going to take 1 drop. Let me show you. I already have a little on my palm, but I've just taken 1 drop, a very little amount. I'm going to take a really fluffy brush because this is creamy. Normally with creamy products, sometimes you get strokes, the brush strokes, but with this I don't get a brush stroke. So let me first Alright, so that was just a very small amount of product, and look at the finish it's giving. Right? Do you see? Do you understand what I was trying to say? It is giving me a really glowy look. Right now my skin looks a little bit yellow, but we're going to balance it out with my concealer. But when the entire makeup look is done, it looks so good. It matches so well to my skin tone. And I like it. I'm using a very fluffy brush, but still it hasn't given me any brush strokes on my skin. It's given me a very natural finish, a little bit glowier than I would expect from a foundation. But this is how it lasts the entire day long. And that's what I'm going to show you by the end of the day as well. So yeah, this is without setting it with powder, just 1 layer of the foundation, and I feel the coverage is really amazing, and if I do another layer it would give me a little bit more coverage, but I'm so happy with the amount of coverage it's giving me right now. So I am not going to overdo it. So what did I say? I have used my concealer. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Magic Concealer in the shade 11. And didn't I tell you it's going to balance out the color? But you can still see my skin super glowy. So now I'm going to take the One Size setting powder. This is in the shade Translucent. So this does not have a lot of color in it. I'm going to use the sponge that I used to blend out my concealer. So I'm just using the same sponge, taking the powder. But whenever I dip it into the powder, I don't take so much. I just press it into my hand so that the excess is here. And then I set my under eyes. And that is how I'm going to set my entire face. Okay, so remember my sponge was wet because I used it to blend my concealer. So it still has a little bit of, it's still wet, and that is how I took the powder and I've set it all over my face. Now I've left this for a minute. I'm going to take a nice fluffy powder brush and just brush off if there's any excess powder still left on my skin. Right? What did I say? The shine is gone, but it looks so natural on my skin. So now I'm going to finish up my full face of makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, so here I am with my full face of makeup. I'm trying other products as well. And right now it's been almost an hour. I showed you before. So somewhere around 12:15 is when I put the foundation on. And I just set it with powder. And still you cannot see the glow that has come through or the oil peeking through, so it's balancing the oil really well. As of now, no too much glow, but it still looks very natural. So the sheen that you can see on my skin, that is all the foundation, because I have not used any highlighter today. I've not gone with any shiny products. I'm using a matte bronzer, a matte blush. Everything is matte except the gloss. And yeah, so as of now, I feel that it looks really pretty. So I have a feel that after the 4 to 5 hour mark, I'll have to do a touch up for this. But let's see. If I'm doing a touch up, I'll definitely come over here and I'll show you how I do it. But otherwise, I think I'm good to go for the day. It's going to be a very long day. I know that for sure. So by the end of the day, I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about this foundation. Hey, it's not the end of the day, but I'm just back for my midday check-in. It's 4:23, so we just hit the 4 hour mark, and I wanted to show you how my skin looks. So you can see I don't feel oily at all. You can see that my skin has become a little bit glowy, but it is not looking oily, if that makes sense. My skin is so smooth, especially where my pores are there. My skin is very smooth. It's not emphasizing my pores or anything. This area gets very oily and the foundation tends to move away when it is not a matte or a satin foundation. When it's too glowy, it just tends to move away. But I still have the foundation intact everywhere, near my smile lines, by the crevices of my nose. A little bit, I think just 2%, 2 to 3% oil is coming through, but that is still giving me a very natural glow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same beauty sponge that I used this morning. So I'm just going to press it. See? So that was a little bit of oil. So I'm just taking off the excess oil. So see the difference between this side and this side. That's not too much, right? It's very little oil that came through. So I'm not going to use any powder on top of it because I already have enough powder. I've set my full face. So I'm just going to take off the excess oil. And that is it. I am going to take off my eye makeup. I'm not going to touch my face. I'm just going to take off my eye makeup because I have to take my son for cricket practice and I don't want to go with such glam makeup. So yeah, that is it. I am going to get with my day rolling again. And by the end of the day, before I take off the makeup, I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about this foundation. See you soon. Alright, so this is my final check-in. And the time right now is 9:27, so it is not an 8-hour check-in, it is a 9-hour check-in. And look how the foundation stayed on my skin. I did just one touch-up somewhere around 4 o'clock, and right now, see, I still have that natural glow, but it is not like that greasy glow. A little bit of oil has come through near my nose, but otherwise, I still have the natural glow. Look at this side of my face. Look at the sides of my face. It's only near my nose that a little bit of oil is peeking through, but again, nothing that a sponge cannot absorb, and it'll look absolutely fine. Even if you're outside somewhere, the toilet tissue papers, that is the lightest tissue paper, so that you can just dab on near your nose and it can take off the excess oil. And yeah, this is really long lasting. So who said that oily skin cannot have a glowy natural finish foundation for a longer time? So if I do a touch up right now, I know that this foundation, this look can last for another 4 to 5 hours. So this is an amazing glowy natural looking foundation for oily skin that also lasts for a very long time, and it looks pretty on the skin. It is still not emphasizing any of my pores. I just can't stop staring as how prominent my blush is still there. It hasn't eaten up my blush, it hasn't eaten up my bronzer, it hasn't eaten up any of the other colors that I've put on my face, and it hasn't changed the color as well. It hasn't oxidized. It looks so true to the color that I wore this morning, and it looks amazing. I love this foundation. I haven't seen a lot of TikToks or Instagram reels talking about this foundation, but I think this definitely has to be hyped because it's an amazing, glowy, natural looking foundation that is really good for oily skin as well, because it is tough to get a glowy foundation that lasts for this long time on oily skin. So yeah, that is it from my side. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.